recording?
Yeah.
So hi, welcome to my work experience presentation. I approached 3 companies, Strawberry Soup, Zetasoft and Chichester Herald. The first one was Chichester Herald, which was back in October. And that was just, sorry, that was through word of mouth.
Nice fun.
The pros of that one was it was going to be paid, something that I could continue even after the small period. It's a small size company. There's apparently only 5 drivers, like deliverers, and the director, and that was it. Obviously it's good publicity. The cons of it was that there was no office, so any sort of meetings had to be arranged and everything would change all the time. And also there'll be obviously added travel expenses. As for Zetasoft, it's located in Chichester and near Pallant Museum, Pallant House, sorry. And it as well is also a very small company. There's the director, developer and secretary within that company, and that's it. So relatively small size. However, it does have a good reputation, but due to the small size it does get very, very quiet, and it can be awkward to work in. And that's just my opinion so far. As for Strawberry Soup, that is also, they did have an office in Chichester, but that has since closed down. There's another one in Southbourne, which would be a little added travel expenses, but not great deal. It's bigger than Zetasoft and Chichester Herald combined. Actually, there's a lot more employees there. They have an excellent reputation. All the work they do are big brands, household names as well, like Kenwood and all that kind of stuff. They seem to have a very high respect for the environment. So yeah, those are
Sorry,
the
this is Zetasoft.
No, sorry, this is Strawberry Soup.
Okay.
So yeah, Zetasoft, I have worked with in the past. So when I approached the director, Nick Moore, it was very informal because I didn't have, well, I should have, but I didn't exactly have to bring along a portfolio or anything, because this website here was for a client and I worked on it with them. I provided the photography, the copy, and basically all the design, except from the layout, which came from a template. But basically he knows what I'm capable of, and that's why I didn't really bring along a portfolio. Yep. As for Strawberry Soup, this is one that I actually didn't approach at all, because I had actually already got an accepted offer from Zetasoft. And instead of being mucked about like I had been with Chichester Herald, which I'll talk about in a minute, I decided just to go with Zetasoft. Although the practicalities that I would face, I could go by train and pay about £3.60 to £4.10 for a return ticket every day. However, this is pretty much the same via a car with petrol. However, I would have to actually ask about parking, see if that was available to me. If I was to apply to Strawberry Soup, the portfolio that I would prepare would demonstrate understanding of the Commissioner's requirements. So Keith, he's the head of Strawberry Soup. I would demonstrate understanding of what he would expect from me. Also, I would pick out strengths and weaknesses, lay it out like they would. So, if they had a publication magazine, I would lay it out similar to them, as that sort of shows that I've looked at their work and responded on it. Any published work is always a good thing. So yeah. Now, just a Herald. Like I said, it's probably one of the most formal approaches I actually took in the first place. It took a bit of arranging to actually meet up in the first place, but finally I did, and I wore a smart suit. I had my printed portfolio, business cards. I even took him one of my Strong Island t-shirts in case he wanted one. I also took him a shooting guide, and this is Dean Adams, by the way. For him, as Ollie said, or like Ollie did for Chichester University, I created a flyer for them to announce that the newspaper was going from weekly to monthly. This was then put on Facebook as well, so I'm glad that it got some publicity. However, since then, I've lost contact with them, and not through fault of my own. I have tried many times to get in contact, and the only form of contact he seems to reply to is text. And he doesn't, as I've said before, he doesn't have an office, so I can't go direct to him. So yeah. This is the work that I did for ZetaSoft. It's a publication flyer that basically was, they wanted a flyer that was selling one-page websites to sole traders, so like plumbers, builders and all that kind of stuff, for a set price. They just wanted it very simple. And the one on the right is the final design, and that got sent off to get printed and everything. Yes.
That's really nice.
Thank you. This is the one that I did for Chichester Herald. As you can see, it's simple, and I start introducing my blocks that I'm known for. And then I actually go back to minimalistic design. And he used Comic Sans beforehand. And I sort of told him off. It was a sin to use Comic Sans. So yes, that's been done. Have you got any questions for me?
I lost track. We discussed who you approached, how you got there, and then a bit of work that you did. But there's multiple people. I'm sorry, I'm a little bit confused.
I'm not sure either.
So you did some work for ZetaSoft and for Chichester Herald. But I don't understand. Where did we do the 25 hours placement?
At ZetaSoft.
ZetaSoft.
Yes.
Okay. I had no idea what ZetaSoft is. So part of your presentation was to talk
yeah.
a little bit about the company, understanding why you, like, I'd like to know why you went approached them. Yes, it was a safe bet, but is safe bet the best bet?
Okay,
I don't know. Like, how is it going to help your career in the future?
Okay, so Zsoft is a web design company. They also help with software management and building. They're sort of like computer doctors as well, so they're very technical and basically they do Nick, for example, he's the data manager. He finds solutions to pretty much anything the clients want. As for Mark, he's the one that designs and develops the whole thing, so he's the coder of the whole company. But they do sort of work together at the same time, so yeah.
How many employees are there?
There's 3.
Okay.
They have a sort of partnership with.
And is that something you would continue or would like to continue in,
Yeah.
working for them?
As a junior designer, maybe. Even if it is at first just collecting content for them, like photography or creating copy.
Okay. So that would be your contribution. Is there enough employment to do that, to employ you full time?
They are actually currently looking for a junior designer, which I have actually applied for.
Okay. And is that the area that you like to work in terms of your future career, web and web content?
Yep.
Okay. Because it took a long time in the conversation to kind of extract that, and almost that would be like the first thing you were saying. You know, this is what I want to do. This is why I've applied to these people. Yeah. So in terms of the whole experience, what's your top tips that you're going to tell your best mate that's looking for a graphic design job?
My top 5 tips.
Any tips?
Any tips?
Doesn't need to be 5. So what's the biggest mistakes you've made over this experience?
The biggest mistake.
Why is Josh not even looking?
Lost in.
It's on record, man.
For example, when I was contacting Dean Adams, I would leave communication intervals of a month, where I should have been contacting him a lot more frequently and firmly pursuing him.
Or was it a dead end from the beginning?
I'm not too sure.
Would you feel, or, and I put this out and I do the same, like at the moment I'm making a decision on a job that I should start tomorrow and I haven't actually committed to it. Does that make sense? So, you know, sometimes we clutch at straws and we just think, oh yeah, it'd be nice to just do that because it would be kind of cushy and cool. But what's the reality of it actually happening? Do you know what I mean? Your brain becomes confused and biased about these things. Would that be fair to say?
Yeah.
I don't know if that goes out to everybody.
What's your opinion, but
Bart is
why
never
are you shaking your
confused.
head?
I'm joking. Carry on.
Like my experience is that students tend to go, oh yeah, I can work in this studio even though it's like on the back end of somebody's field and like, you know, there's no office. But they say they've worked with Mars and Coca-Cola.
I don't exactly have any mistakes as yet, I don't think. No, sorry.
None at all. Nothing you would not regret doing.
I do regret not contacting Strawberry Soup, because it is the best company out of the two, Zetasoft and Strawberry Soup.
You regret anything at Zetasoft? You regret?
I regret not taking it a bit more seriously at the beginning, maybe making it a bit more formal when I approached them.
Do you think there was potential to work for or get a placement in Pentagram? Like the biggest, coolest design company or Big Active?
Not currently, no.
Why not?
I don't feel like I'm good enough.
Okay, so you felt like you set your standards at and the expectation of the level of company that you could approach, but you could have been ridiculously ambitious. But you know,
So
possibly.
that's a regret then.
Maybe.
You're asking you.
Well, yeah. I regret not going for Strawberry Soup.
I mean, even a tour there, you know, and just knocking on the door and trying to talk to somebody. It's difficult, but I think we maybe potentially rely on a lot of emails. Do you know what I mean? And things just, you know, hoping and coming to us. But there's art students out there that have been looking for 3 years for these kind of things and would, you know, work for free forever. You know, almost. And that's the problem, isn't it? But they are out there and they're your kind of competition. Okay, it's good to clarify a little bit what you'd like to do for Zetasoft. We had a little bit too much discussion in the beginning about parking and train costs, and I don't know how relevant that is to getting work experience as a student. Yeah, and perhaps more on what kind of portfolio we need to be taking to these people to show that we can execute something for them. Okay, cool, thank you. Next.